This woman dug her mother's grave with her own hands just to let her male best friend bury her dog in it. Watching her husband sadly holding the urn, she not only didn't show the slightest remorse but even kicked over her mother's urn. Only when she saw there were really ashes inside did she realize in horror that all of this was real and not a play staged by her young husband. It turned out that just the day before, the husband was shopping for groceries with his mother-in-law on the street. Unexpectedly, a car rushed towards his mother-in-law. The violent impact caught his attention and he quickly sent her to the emergency room. However, the doctor informed him that the patient had lost too much blood and needed an operation immediately, and only his wife could perform this operation. The young man immediately called his wife, but before he could say anything, he was reprimanded by her and then she hung up the phone ruthlessly. When he called again, her phone was already turned off. Helplessly, he had to go out to look for her. To his horror, he discovered their intimate actions. When the wife saw her husband coming, she had originally wanted to explain herself, but suddenly she questioned him why he was there and even said that he was stalking her. The husband hurriedly explained, "Your mom is in urgent need of your treatment right now." But he was shaken off by his wife, who bluntly said that he was trying to trick her into going back and didn't believe that her mom had been in a car accident. At this time, the male best friend pulled the woman back and deliberately taunted the young man, saying that he was so vicious that he could joke about his mother-in-law's life. This made the wife even more convinced that her husband was lying to her. The young man roared that he wasn't joking and immediately grabbed his wife's hand to drag her to the hospital, but was shaken off by the woman. She slapped him directly and angrily accused him of making a fuss. Then she took the male best friend's hand and turned around to leave. The young man shook his head, never expecting that his wife had become like this. At this time, the hospital called. Knowing that his mother-in-law's condition had worsened, he didn't care about his wife's behavior and rushed to the hospital as fast as he could. But unfortunately, he was still a step too late and didn't get to see his mother-in-law for the last time. At that moment, he couldn't hold back his emotions anymore and burst into wails while hugging the body. At this time, he received a call from his wife. Listening to her showing off her experiences of the day, he didn't have the mood to bother with these trifles and bluntly told the woman to come to the hospital quickly, but was cursed at by his wife. The young man held the urn and talked to his mother-in-law all night. However, the woman and her male best friend heartlessly enjoyed the fireworks and had a wild time all night. It was only after dragging their tired bodies back home that they didn't even glance at the young man. She directly ordered him to cook a bowl of noodles. But when she didn't get a response for a long time, she saw that he had been fiddling with a red box all the time. She thought that the young man was angry about her male best friend, so she quickly explained to him not to think too much and said that they were just best friends and hadn't done anything out of line. But the young man calmly said, "I'm not interested in your affairs." This made the woman think that he was being unreasonable. Hearing her husband still talking about her mother's matter today, she thought that he didn't want to cook, so she immediately got up and called for her mother. The young man shook his head with a bitter smile and lifted the red cloth, revealing his mother-in-law's urn. Looking at the woman's bewildered eyes, he stood up angrily and reprimanded his wife. "Are you satisfied now?